And let me say this, when you travel to Houston, you have to be on your P's and Q's. When you travel to Houston, you have to stay alert at all times. Earlier this week, I did a video about a young woman. She was traveling from Chicago to Atlanta for her birthday, and she was unalived in Tennessee. And now you got Felicia Johnson. She was traveling from San Diego, California to Houston. Look, man, I do these videos because these days, everybody online, people not really paying attention to what's really going on in the real world and the underworld. It's an underworld out here that nobody talks about. Nobody talks about it. They touch on it a little bit, but in this video, I'm going to really break it down and talk to you about it. Like I always tell y'all in my other videos, when you're traveling to these different states, different cities, especially these major cities, even the small ones, everybody in that community is on the same team. They not gonna tell what really happened. You will never know the truth. Your family members will never know the truth, what happened to you, because nobody telling on each other. They always doing this. Now we got social media. We can expose what's really going on. But just imagine what's really been going on behind closed doors. And to my people that's gonna judge this young woman for what she did at the age of 24, just think back when you was 24. Like, I don't like when people try to act holier than thou, like they've been Christians, like they've been spiritual all their life. No, you haven't. So stop acting. And even though she went missing in 2022, another reason why I'm doing this video is because this guy is still on the loose. They never locked him up. And I'm going to tell you why and how this all went down and how all these people are on the same team. The club people, the people at the hotel, and the cops. 24-year-old Felicia Johnson was last seen getting into an Uber on April 16, 2022 after leaving the Houston club. In February 2023, her remains were found, but the person that unalived her is still at large. So like I say, I know it's people that probably already heard this story before. I know it's people who already heard this happen, but it's also a lot of people who haven't, because we all have different algorithms. And maybe this video can save multiple lives, because a lot of our women are traveling for their birthdays. And like I say, they think coming to the South is just going to be sweet. They think coming to the South and making some money and celebrating their birthday and getting drunk. I'm telling you, it gets wicked. On June 9, 2022, the Wobodo, 28, was charged with murder and tampering with evidence and killing 24-year-old Felicia Johnson, reported the Houston Police Department. Johnson has been missing since April 16, 2022, after disappeared from the Intercontinental Houston Medical Center Hotel in Houston, Texas. So her father went to the hotel and he tried to get information. He tried to get videos from her, but they didn't want to help her. So remember my other videos. Remember earlier in this video, I told y'all, everybody is on the same team, especially if they know you're not from Houston. If they know you're not from Texas, you're not from Louisiana, you're not from that area, you way from California, they not gonna help you, because the hotel clerk is onto it, the maid, the maintenance man, they all know, because it keeps happening. Every weekend something happens. Every weekend you got women traveling to Houston. So every weekend women getting kidnapped, women getting unalived, women getting essayed. And they not going to talk because it happens every weekend. And some probably get money from it. And you think the people that live there are going to talk and you don't even live there? No, they have to live there. So they're not telling you anything. So women, when you travel to these different states, just remember, you're not on the home team. You're on the away team. You going into their world. So you have to remember that. That's why I say don't travel by yourself. If you can, don't travel by yourself, because once they know you traveling by yourself, they got you. They know you don't have family. They know you're not around friends. They can make up any story. So according to her dad, she went to Houston for her birthday to celebrate her birthday, but she also applied for a job for the weekend to dance at the strip club. But the club denied her. And this is the club right here. So the dad went and tried to get video from the club, but the club said their cameras didn't work. And like I told y'all earlier, everybody is on the same team. They said their club was known for trafficking women. They was using underage girls for dancing. They was known for all that. But everybody on the same team. The cops not going to report it. You want to know why? Because those same cops go to that club. So the dad just going around trying to get information, but He don't know. He's not from Houston. You're not from the South. They're not going to care, bro, because the cops not going to care. They're not going to put effort into solving this case. Johnson was reported missing after her cell phone was found covered in blood on the side of the road. Detectives then learned that she left the hotel in the early morning hours on April 16th. She reportedly got into an Uber that had been ordered by the Woboto. They met at his old apartment, then drove to his new apartment. Let me tell you something. When you are traveling to a different state, and I know about the South more. I know I live in New York now, but I know about the South more. I know how things go. Like I say, I've been in that world before. I've been around that stuff. I've been a fly on the wall. When you traveling to these different cities, don't go to no man's house. Because 9 times out of 10, it's not going to end well. And I had a chick told me that it's mostly the Mexicans and it's mostly the Africans in Houston that's doing the unaliving of black women and kidnapping black women. That's what a woman told me from Houston that was born and raised in Houston. When you go into places like Houston, man, trust your gut feeling. And I will tell you, if you don't have friends around you, if you don't have family around you, don't do drugs. Because when you in these big cities and it's new to you and you young and you own drugs, you high, you drunk, I'm telling you, things are likely to go wrong. People will take advantage of you because you're not from there. And a lot of times, these dudes are not even from there. They on a trip, they on vacation, because a lot of our people go to Houston for vacations, trips, birthday parties, and stuff like that. So a lot of times, these people not from here. They just go down there, do their dirty work, and go back home. So he unalived her, dismembered her body. But they was also discussing, before all this, they were discussing $500 on Snapchat, to have intercourse or whatever like that. And this is another thing. When you go into these different states, these dudes not going to pay you. They know you are not from that state. All they got to do is run off on you or try to unalive you. If these dudes know you are not from Houston, I'm not talking about all dudes. I'm talking about these weirdos. If they know you're not from there and you tell them all your business, because when girls are young, they just talking, they telling everything. And you tell them all your business. Okay, he's going to offer you $500, but he's not going to give it to you. And this is what happened in this case. He didn't give it to her. He did what he wanted to do, and he unalived her. And these were the internet searches on his phone. How to be a serial, can't say the word, unaliver, but you know what I mean. How to get away with murder. Can bleach destroy DNA? And most forested part of Houston. And then he searched Houston escorts. Look, in these major cities in America, it's too lit. When you go there, you have to be ready for whatever. You got scamming, you got unaliving, you got robbing, stealing. Everything is going on that you can imagine when you go to these major cities in America. And see, she was only 24, so a lot of things, a lot of the signs, a lot of the red flags went over her head. And look, I know she had some family members that she told what she was going to do. And look, if you have a family member that was like this, they go dance sometimes, they into this lifestyle, still tell them the truth. It might hurt them. They might say, "Oh, you hating," but whatever. Still watch out for your people, because she was young going into the lion's den. Houston, when you not from Houston, it's the lion's den. When you beautiful, young, it's the lion's den. When they know you thirsty for money, it's the lion's den. Police allegedly found blood in the trunk and backseat of Nwoboto's vehicle after getting a probable cause arrest warrant for him in May 2022. Other items they found in his vehicle included loose latex gloves, a shovel, a handgun, and a large kitchen knife that had blood on it. Police questioned Nwoboto on May 13, 2022, but he was released afterward and has not been seen since. So this when things get dark. So the police picked him up on a warrant, went through his phone. The dude had dead bodies in his phone. They did nothing. They saw all his searches, how to be a serial, unaliver, how to clean up a body. They saw all that, did nothing. So then they released him because they said it was no evidence. Look, I'm going to tell you how it all went down. I'm going to tell you what I think happened. When he picked her up, he wasn't the only one in that house. I'm going to tell you, it was cops in that house also. But they won't tell you that part. That's why they released him, because if they would have arrested him and kept him, he would have told everything. So how many times you think he's been doing this? So no, the police wasn't trying to catch him. They caught him on a warrant and still let him go. They found all the evidence on the phone and they still let him go. It's because you had some police in that apartment also. And this is a routine thing that they do. It all makes sense. If you have common sense, you know. Human remains discovered at the Sam Houston National Forest early this month has been positively identified as a woman missing for nearly a year. So I think it was 10 months later, around 10 months, they found her body parts in a park in the woods where he had it in his phone. It was right there. The evidence was right in their face and they let him go. And now the dude is still at large. He's still on the loose. So how many times you think he's been doing this and getting away with it? And how many cops you think know about it? They found blood in his car, everything. So you go through somebody's phone and you see all this evidence and you still let them go? That's why I say everybody is on the same team when you traveling to these states. The club bartender, the strip club bartender on the same team. The security guards, the same team. The guy who's directing the parking lot. He might look like he's innocent, but he's paying attention. He's paying attention to the weak prey, to the woman that came by herself. They all looking. To the random guy you see in the club on the wall. He's not just a random guy. He's looking. Okay, who's by themselves? What girl is by themselves? They looking for prey. The hotel clerk that sees the drunk girl or the girls that's been drugged come into the hotel, being trafficking. They see it. They getting money from it. The hotel maids, they see it. They getting money from it. The maintenance man, he see it. The cops, they know about it. They getting paid from it. Because you got to understand, all these jobs, a lot of these people don't make a lot of money for what their job is. So they're going to get some money under the table as long as they can keep it under wraps. But one day a bust go happen. One day a sting operation is going to happen. It's bound to happen. They all are on the same team. So when you traveling, you have to have some friends with you. You have to have a friend with you that don't do drugs. You have to have a friend with you that's not drinking. They sober. They can see everything. When you start traveling to these states, we got to stop traveling and being in la la land and thinking everybody is nice to you and thinking everybody means you well and thinking that you can go down there and make $500 and go home. No, a lot of these dudes go run off on you. They not go pay you. They go get what they want and they go run off on you. Because you got to think about it. Imagine how many girls are moving to the South just to dance so they can make some money. And they caught up because they don't have family there. So these dudes can do whatever to them. They can turn them out. They can use them and abuse them. And they don't have nobody to fall back on. And you can't go to the cops because what the cops go do? The cops go laugh at you. The cops go say, oh, you just another girl. Just another black girl. That's it. So when you travel to different places, you have to stay alert at all times. You can't be too nice to people. You can't be small talking with people because they go try to figure out. See, in the South, they go try to figure out everything about you and try to line you up. Not everybody, but for the most part. They see you a young 24-year-old black woman. They go try to see, okay, they go try to line you up. They go try to sweet talk you. And girls fall for it all the time, especially girls from the West Coast and from the North. They love coming to the South and they just get sweet talk. And like I say, I saw the dad, like he was really on his case. Like this dad really was, putting in the work, going to talk to people. Because at first he went to the cops at first. The cops was the Houston PD. They was the first choice he went to, but they didn't want to help him. So he had to go to like activists and like black leaders and stuff like that to get it like in major news because the cops didn't want to help him. And I wish I could have told him that the cops know this going on, man. They know what's going on because they're a part of it. That dude wasn't by himself at their apartment. You had multiple cops, multiple people in there, and they did what they did to this girl, and they unalived her. But like I say, one day it's going to be exposed because the ancestors ain't going to keep letting this ride. And me, I'm the type, I don't move on. Like I always say, if this was my sister, this is my daughter, bro, I would find that dude. I would find him. I would crash out finding him. Because like I always say, if I can't sleep, you can't sleep. If I can't wake up in the morning and enjoy my mornings, you can't enjoy your life. Every breath you're going to have to earn that because I'm going to be on the hunt. I'm deleting all my social medias and I'm going on the hunt. And look, to my black women, y'all have to understand that they don't care about us, man. Especially our black women. You go missing, they not going to be in a hurry to find you. She went missing. Her dad was like, man, it's been a month. Nobody is trying to, put anything together. I'm the one putting everything together. So you got to realize that. If you leave California to come to Houston or Atlanta and something happens to you, they not gonna try to find you, bro. They gonna say it in the news, but for the most part, your family gonna have to put the pieces together. Your family will have to raise that money for your funeral. So when y'all travel to these different states, start thinking, start preparing for the worst. Don't trust nobody. I don't care, black, white, Mexican. Don't trust nobody, because when you're not from there and they know that, and you on drugs and you in the nightlife, they got you. And we go stay in Houston this weekend because Houston is tricky, man. Houston, a lot of unalivings of our women, a lot of kidnappings of our women, and nobody's talking about it. They have something called the Ebony Alert. When the last time you saw an Ebony Alert pop up on your phone? I'm gonna sit here and wait. When the last time you heard of an Ebony Alert pop up on your phone when a black kid was missing? You never saw it. All you see is the Amber Alerts. They not gonna report it because they don't care. So we have to start bringing these things to the light. And even though it been a year, 2 years ago, we can't let things go, because if we keep letting stuff go, it's gonna keep happening. It's gonna keep happening. It's gonna keep happening to the point that they really don't care. So like I say, we're gonna stay in Houston for a bit and we're gonna talk about these things. I'm out.